Middle Ages.
Illiana Stock Car Radio presents episode 71 of the Illiana Stock Car Radio podcast. And I think the theme of this episode, Chris, is going to be what's old is new again.
Are you calling me old?
I think at this point we are all old.
That's true.
I mean, I see the gray in Brian's beard over here, so
Well,
I'm probably getting there too.
Again, look who we got.
So yeah, all those 70 episodes of talking about we needed a script writer, we needed another producer behind the scenes.
Right, somebody finally stepped up.
Yeah,
and we have yet to let him forget about it.
Exactly. In part the reason.
How are you liking this?
Yeah.
Scaredy.
Yeah. In part the reason why we are back on your airwaves after 10 months away. A lot's been going on the last 10 months.
You don't say.
Yeah. It's been almost a whole year, a full race season, almost a full NFL season, half an NHL season, full MLB season, lots of seasons.
Yeah.
And here we are, 10 months later. So
we're sorry.
Yes, apologies.
I blame no one in particular.
Yeah, and which we will further expand upon in this week's this episode's local racing spotlight. You guys will hear a little bit of the reason what's going on, but yeah, basically it just boiled down to a math problem. That was it. You know when we did the pie charts and everything.
Well, I was going to say how many cakes were on Lex Luthor's sled there, and how many were stolen?
Well, too many were there,
okay.
So that was the problem. So, it was just basically a pie chart of available time, and
pie.
Pie is good. And the last thing on the list, the thing that got cut out, was the podcast. Unfortunately, I know.
Brandon, we're sorry. Casey, we're sorry. Who else? Mom, we're sorry.
Jason, hydration specialist was left high and dry.
Which is really weird for him.
Which is a bit weird. But we are back. Got an exciting 2023 planned. Some things really going.
Before we do anything else, just because I am the older brother that wants to torture everything, stand up and introduce yourself. Well, sit down.
Sit down.
Microphone,
yeah, you stand.
Yourself.
Yeah, you stand up. You'll be out of the shot.
I am Chris's younger brother.
Yeah,
bigger brother.
Yeah, but not little brother.
Yeah. And I'm here to fill your empty position.
See, we got a guy. After all those years
he volunteered.
He volunteered for the torture. What's up with that? So, but
apparently
no.
I didn't train him well enough.
Yes. So, you're really kind of the catalyst that really got us thinking about, maybe we really should sit back down and do this again. So, I think just out of the blue, he's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then stepped up and did it. Wrote some scripts. Had the ideas, and here we are.
Yeah.
So it's
Everybody
pretty
thank
awesome.
Brian.
Yep. Thanks, Brian.
Ideas.
Yeah.
That's a scary thought.
Well, we're gonna run with them, and we're gonna see how scary they are. So we've had 70 episodes of this, now 71. So this is.
So we got to shout out another Brian for episode 71. And apologize for not having him on episode 71.
Yeah, brown guy.
So brown guy.
Honorable mention to honorable mention to the number 71. But yeah, we got. I'm really excited. We're back in the studio.
Yeah.
First time in
different studio.
First time
not
since
blaming anybody on the missing pieces.
Yes, when we were setting it up, there may have been a mishap.
But we're back.
I might have done, to the existing table, but
sorry, we're more comfortable now.
Yeah,
there's nothing in front of us to hide us, so everybody's on the hot seat.
Well, that's I'm hitting the gym again. I got reason to get into shape for the season, so. But yeah, no, it's a little more laid back format. I mean, every time you see a good podcast out there, everybody's just kind of laying back, chilling, having a good time. And that's really what we want to get back to, just having a good time with our racing family and our friends, and hoping to provide you some good content along the way.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Which, speaking of content, I think we got a lot coming up this year.
Some.
Let's make some. Not
that kind of
Wait
content.
a minute. We are in a basement, but we don't do that. So let's talk about what you guys can expect from Illiana Stock Car Radio podcast here in 2023.
Oh God, we have expectations.
They're very low.
Okay.
Come on.
The bar is on the ground. It would not make regulation height. You will get disqualified for it.
Yeah, we'll not meet tech. Gonna have a ride height rule, but we're there. So we'll work on raising the bar up. So the live stuff. We liked the live, engaging with the live audience. It was fun, but I feel like it could be distracting at times.
A little bit.
Can kind of throw us off, and I mean, I'm pretty well easy to fluster, so no secret there.
Yeah,
That
that's why I always throw you the interviews.
Yeah.
Hey, you talk to him.
yeah, exactly. Which hey, roles might be reversed here sooner rather than later. So. Hold
come
that,
back to that.
hold that thought. But yeah, so we're gonna do this audio/video format. The videos are gonna be available, and then we'll push the audio to all your most popular platforms, which we will get into a little bit later. I will tell you how to find
Once he
everything.
figures out what we're doing.
I got it figured out. It's just
right.
getting along the way. So we'll talk about that later, after our local racing spotlight for this week.
All right.
So
We
local
got some
racing
spotlight.
local racing spotlight in the off season, but we're still racing,
That's true.
which is awesome. So
And expensive.
it is expensive, but proportionally,
Expensive.
Only for someone who owns 4 cars.
that's true. Yeah, shows up like Rick Hendrick to the RC track, but
Wayne Govert.
Wayne, either way,
Nothing against Rick. I
keep
I
it
like
local.
Wayne.
Keep it local.
Yeah.
Wayne's a good guy.
He is.
So yes, this week's local racing spotlight took us on location to King Hobbies and Raceway in Valparaiso, Indiana, with S4 Motorsports tie-in, which you guys will see here in just a little bit, to focus on some indoor racing, local racing, oval racing on a different scale. Check it out.
I believe 1/18th.
Correct. Not 1-to-1.
Right.
But check it out. So Chris, back, local racing spotlight, this time shining here on location.
That's new for us.
It is a
With all
new
this
location.
technology stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So we're upgrading.
We're
here.
not Facebook Live either. So all the comments,
We're not going to read them. I'm sorry. That's not the way it's going to work.
The High Moorhead.
Yeah, there you go. So local racing spotlight this episode, shining King Hobbies and Raceway here in Valparaiso, Indiana, with a guest, no stranger to the show, multiple
I don't
times.
know. He's pretty strange.
Well, he is strange, but that's a completely different conversation. For
Am I getting paid for this?
No.
Yes.
Actually, I think you probably have to
Right-
pay
right there.
for this,
This
I think.
abuse is free.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. We don't pay for
Perfect.
this here. We have Stan Zolotz, S4 Motorsports, and kind of the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon here all coming together here at King Hobbies and Raceway.
Ooh, can I call you Kevin Bacon now?
Absolutely.
You
That's
like bacon.
I do like
who
bacon.
doesn't
so
like
that,
I know,
so that
bacon's
works
always
out.
pretty good.
Call me anything but late for dinner, all right?
Okay.
That'll be
I won't
fine.
call you Shirley either.
Yes.
Ooh, I want to.
No.
All right, Shirley.
Yeah, so here with Stan Zolotz, owner of S4 Motorsports, and recently made a career change, Stan.
I did. I was in the construction world for 20 plus years, and a great opportunity came up here at King Hobbies. Jim Walker, the owner here, good friend of mine. I've known him
Might
for
have him on
years.
camera.
What's that?
Might have him on camera later.
Yeah, was that there too?
I don't think he shows up on camera.
No, yeah, I don't
You're not going to
think-
have a
no.
choice. We're just going to. Oh, there's Jim.
Yeah, exactly. He presented a really good opportunity here, and I couldn't say no. Racing and the RC world has been part of my life forever. My dad owned his own business for years, sold RC planes. He's flown forever. He's still flying now. So it seemed like a perfect fit, and we're giving it a whirl with it. It's a bunch of fun. It's a bunch of us older kids playing around with
There's
RC
some younger
cars.
kids that
there
do
are.
better than some of the older
Yeah,
kids.
I mean the ages here. I mean, you go from
Didn't we
barely
have
old
a
enough to
5-year-old
hold a
win the
controller
speed here
to
a couple weeks ago.
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. And some of them young kids, I'd like to break their arm off and beat them with them because they're just fast here at King Hobbies, and it's just amazing. Like you said, the range of ages here is really neat. So it's a really fun hobby. And yeah, we'll go through whatever questions you have on it.
Yeah, so obviously, the first thing here, King Hobbies and Raceway, obviously we're multiple, way intertwined here. But first thing, what do we sell? What do we do here?
So basically, we're a Traxxas dealer. That's our main hub. Just about anything in a Traxxas part, car, truck, we have in stock, no waiting here. The Traxxas world, it's probably, in my opinion, it's the number one RC car division you can find.
They're certainly the toughest.
It is. I mean, that's definitely what they're known for. Is their vehicles are engineered to be extremely tough, and we test that every weekend here at King Hobbies.
Sometimes multiple times a week.
Yeah, no doubt. And with the customers I've seen, they really test out their products. Not just on our side, but just the regular customers that come through have really tested these things, and it's. They've definitely proven their worth, no doubt. We've got some boats. We sell some boats here. We're into that part of the business. Now we're starting to increase our RC airplane side. Mm-hmm. So that's my background. I really like the flying part of it as a hobby. Like I said, that's been a family thing with my family. So we're going to start to expand the airplane side here. So it's a fun little thing. I mean, it's not as forgiving as the cars. Gravity is an evil weapon when it comes to...
You sure try to make those cars into airplanes rather frequently.
Yeah, and they make a horrible airplane, those things. But, yeah, it's still a bunch of fun. It's a hobby. It's breaking away from the everyday monotony of work. So this kind of...
I don't know. Sometimes these feel like work.
No doubt. And it's funny with my job now is, playing around with cars anyway. So it's kind of funny that... I guess we're relaxing. I think we're doing that all day here. Really, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
So you've kind of mentioned it a little bit. The indoor racing, that's kind of the tie-in here to Illiana Stock Car Radio, local racing. We never really specify what scale we're going to talk about, right?
That is true.
So obviously we think 1-to-1.
This is our winter distraction anyway, and I'm pretty sure we have more Illiana regulars racing this than pretty much any other racetrack right now.
Yeah, how many championship winners at Illiana do we have here at one time? There was at least 3 that I could count. Pretty cool. You kind of look through the pit area, and it looked like a miniature Illiana in some of the sections. They're really neat to see those guys.
Well, nothing's changed because we're always tucked way in the back.
Yeah. We seem to invade and stay in the ghetto, no doubt.
Yeah, well, I mean, you talk about the local racing crossover to what we've got going on here. I mean, you've got Jeff Cannon, Chris King, Joe Fadke, Bob Schwartz, the whole S4 crew's out here.
Yeah.
The Martin family, Michael Sr., Michael Jr.
Those guys have raced everything.
Yeah, they've raced everything.
DJ Weltmeyer.
DJ Weltmeyer was out here last week. I think we're trying to, you said, try and get Mark Ross out here. I mean, it's local racing flair. And like you said, just how that transfers over to this smaller scale.
No doubt. And, as racers, you're always trying something, adjusting and all that stuff. And everybody tries a little bit of that. But the owner here, Jim, just makes so much fun of us, the way we work on these things. We are constantly wrenching on these cars to try to get every ounce of speed out of them. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you can't help yourself as a racer.
Your protege seems to have it figured out.
Yeah, that kid. Once again, my son Stan. He's really latched onto this thing, and he's really good at it. He's pretty fast. He's a top 1-2 guy almost every weekend here, and it's tough. And the scary part, how much work he puts into the car maintenance during the week. It's 0, but he'll come out here and
I do 0 too, but I'm
I mean,
depending on what I broke, I'd sometimes do 0.
Right. But yeah, he's taken to that like he's taken every other car I've thrown at him to make fast. So bunch of fun.
Track indoors, carpeted, PVC on the inside. I forget how big it is.
It's about yay big. I think it's 4 sheets of plywood.
Yeah,
I think that's about what it is. Yeah, right. Something like that.
All right.
Indoor carpet. So talk about the cars we run a little bit in case anybody would like to purchase one here from King Hobbies.
So
this
is the stock is low right now. We're getting some more in, but it's the 1/18 scale Traxxas rally car. Retails for about $120. Everything's in the box, ready to go. Battery, radio, the bodies comes with it. It's a really cheap way to get involved with RC racing. There's some hop-up stuff you can do to it that's in stock here and available at King Hobbies. But realistically, you could take one right out of the box and qualify pretty well. We had a new guy come in a couple weeks ago. I think there was like 45 cars here. Bought a brand new one, brought it right out of the box. He ended up qualifying like 13th. So, with discipline, you could take a stock car right out
That's
of the
what
box,
I'm
have a
missing.
bunch of fun, and for $120, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you can't beat it. It's a
Yeah,
bunch
this is
of
probably
fun.
the cheapest form of racing I've ever seen.
No doubt, because when I look
As
at my
long as you're not
budgets
me.
for the super late model stuff and look at this, you're just like, oh, we should do this professionally.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we don't have many rules here. Obviously, we want to keep it light. We
Yeah.
want to keep it fun. But I think the only rule we do have is the only other parts you can add to these things are parts Traxxas actually makes for these things.
Yeah, just for, like you said, just trying to keep the costs down and the stupidity at a minimum.
Right.
So that, that we're all competitive and we want to have fun with it. And this way, with having those rules in place, just strictly Traxxas parts and pieces, it'll make you go fast enough. So
And I tell you what, the culture back there in the pit area, I don't think I have ever seen anybody refuse to help anybody else.
and that's typical racing, no doubt. But yeah, you're right. And when anyone has a problem, even though they're your rival or whatever, or it's that typical racer mentality. Yeah, definitely. Hey, this is what you should be doing, and here's some speed secrets. You still get those, which is pretty amazing. Because it comes down to driver,
Right.
really here. But yeah, you're right, Chris. The family environment, the race car mentality is definitely here, no doubt.
And last several weeks, we've been setting attendance records like crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
been
we're going to need
nuts
a bigger
here.
building.
There's no doubt. I think beginning part of the year we were looking at, oh my gosh, we got 30 drivers here. This is crazy. Last weekend, I think we ended up with 56 drivers. It's just crazy. We were here till 11 o'clock, 11 heat races, and a boatload of fun. When you're talking about that many people, and
Oh,
then
absolutely.
just the pit people. There's come
Yeah.
around to support everyone else. Just a real good family environment, and everybody having a good time running around in circles.
Now, we talk about the indoor racing here during the winter. There is an outdoor track
Yeah.
here on the premises. That's a lot of fun to race too.
It is. And then you get into, a little bit bigger truck, the 110 scale stuff. It's the road course, not too many years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, we did have competitive races out there. We're pondering that now. Don't let Jim see this, but we're pondering bringing back some sort of racing out there. Nothing as crazy as what he used to do in the past. I mean, he was racing
Yeah, it
every
used to be
weekend
huge,
here.
yeah.
And it was extremely overwhelming, no doubt. So now we're thinking, a couple races throughout the year, definitely do some night stuff because that would be really cool.
It is pretty cool to run here at night. I know we've run it a couple
A
times.
lot, yeah, and that is really neat. It's going to depend on kind of when I finalize my racing schedule with the super stuff and are we going to announce
We're
the
gonna get in a minute.
whatever car we're racing also. So
Yeah, that's part 2 of this interview.
right. So keep an eye on Facebook. We'll have some details probably coming up in the spring on what we're going to do with that.
So for those that want to find more information about King Hobbies and Raceway, where can they go?
The lovely World Wide Web for sure, and obviously we're on Facebook. King Hobbies Raceway.com. Check that out. Obviously, like us on Facebook and all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah, check that out. All the stuff's pretty much updated. As soon as I get new product in, it's up on Facebook, and the schedules
And
are
usually
always
already
up.
spoken for, right?
Yeah, we just put some truck stuff out. I forgot about it during the day when I was here. It was about 7:30 at home last night. I'm like, darn it, I forgot to put this truck on, and we had 2 of them in stock. They were gone by 1 o'clock today. So it's typical Traxxas stuff. It's hard to get sometimes, and when you do get it, it's a flood of people here to get it. So, yeah,
It's a
pretty neat deal.
sickness.
It is. It really is a sickness.
Well, it is
no
because
doubt.
we've roped the Goodacre Photography into this too.
Yeah.
And I think he's got the Wayne Govert of toolboxes out there. He's got
yeah,
like
I've
100
learned from the
cars.
best.
Yeah. Who invited you anyway?
You.
I think you
Oh,
did.
never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Are you having fun?
As long as I don't have to spend a lot of money that night and fix multiple race cars, yeah.
Can't take it with you, so just enjoy.
Yeah, but I got to eat too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's overrated sometimes.
Sometimes. no
Not
doubt.
really, but this business is also unique because there's 2 businesses here in one.
Yes.
So
Yep.
it's King Hobbies and Raceway. That's the hobby shop, the outdoor raceway, all that stuff. Then there's King Heads,
Right next door.
Right next door.
In the same building.
Manufacturing. I probably
Yes.
have the wrong guest to talk about that. But,
Probably, but
but either way, we will touch on that a little
we
bit.
can pretend he knows stuff.
I can lie. I mean, tell you a little bit about it. Sure, no doubt. Yeah,
this is why
it's-
he got a job.
Well, this
Right,
is
right,
the
right.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon here, because not only does Stan work here, my wife works here as well. So
She's the machinist
she's,
here,
Yeah,
yes.
she works
Yep.
in the King Heads part, whereas Stan works King Hobbies.
we call that the other side of the building.
the other side of the building.
Those
yes,
people.
so-
Those people. So yeah, Jim does. Jim started out his business on the machining side, on the RC car side, designing and producing heads when they were racing all over the country with the gas-powered cars.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he started with that, and then it's kind of evolved into different parts and pieces for RC cars that were
just what you see behind us.
not really well engineered until he got to them. So he's created some really cool parts for these other cars that will bring you great improvements to those cars. So, and then the rest of the business is typical, machine shop kind of job shop kind of business that comes in and out. So, yeah, most of it's about, I would say 40% of it is the RC car stuff, crawler stuff. And then just regular job shop type of things that come out here. I don't know. There's a bunch of noise going on back here. It smells, and then we make.
And that's
fun
on
of
race
RC.
night.
And that's just on race
Just
night.
on race night too. So yes, for anybody that's interested in the RC car world in the Valparaiso area, King Hobbies, King Heads, located at 413 Archer Way in Valparaiso, Indiana. Come see Stan. He'll be more than happy to sell you something.
He's more than happy for anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
if you come in here, shoot the breeze a little bit, and
Cash,
talk with him.
Credit,
Pretty
whatever.
sure you had a guy in here earlier that just came around to look around and left with like $200 worth of car parts.
Well, that's called kidnapping, and we do that. And you know what? That guy walked out with a smile. That's
That
the
he
difference here. It's
Usually your home owners never really left with a
right,
smile.
right. So yeah, leaving with a smile. It's good. It's good times. So
Well, if you're going to come down, you can also talk about S4 Motorsports, which we might as well bring a little more racing into this
Might
as
as
well. So start 2022 recap here. It was a pretty good season for us.
man, I was super impressed with the performance we had on our end. Real exciting year. We raced a few more races than we thought we were going to. Performance-wise, we ended up winning 2 heat races and a feature. Not bad for the 8 races that we ran. We qualified in on our first ARCA Midwest Tour race.
And
that was
one,
pretty
that was
exciting.
one of our heat race wins.
Yeah.
Was the qualifying
Yeah.
one of the qualifying dashes for the Midwest Tour.
Yeah, to be able to come into that show and compete with that level is just amazing. I mean, I think we ended up qualifying like 10th or 12th, somewhere in there for that race. And the times were so tight. It was mind-boggling. And I was real
yeah,
nervous
absolutely.
that day. Jeff Cannon, our crew chief, owns FRS. He wasn't available that weekend. They were going go-kart racing with his son because they were fighting for some
It's a
championship.
sickness.
Yeah, it is a sickness. So we were going to do this all on my shoulders, and I was pretty nervous with that whole deal. And, it's the same track. It was at Grundy County Speedway. We've raced there a bazillion times. You should have it figured out.
Nope.
But the competition level was just so much higher there. It was frightening. And to walk away with a win in a heat race was awesome.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
The night didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. We unfortunately got involved in some stupidity, and we ended up turning the car into an airplane. And
Those don't make good airplanes either.
they don't
No.
really tore up the car pretty bad. It like every night from the crash, I took it home. There was just more and more and more. We found bent, broken, and pretty much a disaster on the car, which leads into our feature win. So we get home from that, and the car's pretty tore up. You're pretty down at that point.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, and we got stuff coming, and we're getting it, and we're cutting, grinding, welding, and we're getting this thing fixed. And we thrashed on this thing for a week and a half. So we're going to go out to the next race at Grundy, get squared away, and then kind of find out that majority of the crew members aren't going to be available that weekend. So I end up with my wife, Stan's girlfriend, Maddie, her friend, Maggie.
Which is a pain to keep track of.
Right,
Like,
that's
just,
just crazy.
to keep them straight.
So we had
that took me a hot minute to figure out.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So we had 3 girls, me and a driver, and we're gonna go.
So 5 girls.
Racing. So 5 girls. 5 girls. I'll go with 5 girls. We end up missing the pole, I think, by a position or 2. Win the heat race. We win our first feature. I was blown away.
Sweet tonight.
One, overcoming, having the help that we had, and plus we had a tore up race car. I had no idea. I mean, I bet that thing spent 30 hours on a pull down rig and on scales, just going over and over and over, what was bent and what was squared away, and did I get it right, and actually when I brought it home after that win, I missed a few things, but it were
Apparently
things
it
that
worked.
helped
You missed
us
them
in
the right
that
direction.
end.
Missed him in the right direction.
So that was a real significant win for us, that knowing the drama we went through to get to that point. So that was very cool, and the girls are all excited about that because we won. Here I'm over here, I'm about dead because the time we spent to put this thing together, and that was really neat to be part of that. Great qualifying effort all year.
Almost coulda, woulda, shoulda in the Bentonhausen.
Two of those big races. The
And
Lee
Schuler,
Schuler, we were right there. We just the luck of the draw with qualifying, and where we started, we had to really, really fight. I think we ended up starting the Lee Schuler like 9th or something. And Ricky Baker was on the pole, and that guy is the master of that place. You put that guy in free air, and wow, it was torturous. And we got to him, but we had just wore out our stuff getting through the field there, and had nothing for him. But that was cool to walk away with that as a second. That was cool. From winning that thing in 2020 and being right there in 22 was neat. But like you mentioned with the Bentonhausen, that. There's all sorts of backstories with that day that were just mind-boggling. I go in a few of them. So we're loaded the night before, and we're getting a few things put away the morning of, and Jeff calls me, and
Which is never good.
which is
When
never
they call-
good
when they
that
call
early
you
in
race
the morning,
morning.
because that means we're changing stuff. I'm like, well, I might as well start unstrapping the car because I know what he's. No, I want to make a gear change. I'm like, okay, and he's kind of pausing on the phone. He goes, I think we can win this thing. If anybody knows Jeff
He doesn't get excited about it.
He doesn't. He's a very calm guy that's very direct, and you don't get a whole bunch of emotion out of him, especially on race stuff. And for him to say that, I started to sweat. I'm like, okay.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. Couldn't find the gear he wanted, but we ended up, being there, tested real well. We were real fast with really, really used tires. I think we were third quickest, and I had like 80 lap tires on the car. I put fresh ones on there. I mean, that thing was a rocket ship. We made some small changes. I won't tell you what they were because they were pretty significant to the car. And
I was there.
you knew what was going
You
on.
cut grooves in your tires.
Yeah, we
you
cut
put
grooves in
oil
the
in the
tires.
shocks.
Did all that stuff. And when you're fighting for a win at the Bentonhausen, that's something pretty special. I'll bring up one other thing that cracks me up, that behind the scenes. So there was a couple restarts. We were pretty far behind. I think running 8th or 9th or something. And caution comes out, and Jeff clicks on the radio. I should go back. So at Grundy County Speedway, they have the commitment cone, or the choose cone, where you can choose the inside or the outside lane there. If nobody's in the outside lane, you're that far back, you go all the way to the front. The downside is that's a bottom feeder track, and that outside groove's rough.
I've seen that work for people, and I've seen that really not work for people.
And it's more bad than anything. So Jeff clicks on the radio, and we're under caution, and says, did you come here to run 8th or 9th, or did you come here to win this thing? And I click on, don't I get a vote?
No,
well, that didn't matter because the driver was all up on that, and I think he restarted like that twice that night. The first one went real well. The second one at the end didn't. Car just came out from underneath him, exit of 4 there, and kind of squashed it in the wall. Nothing bad, but and I think we ended up like 8th or 9th that night or something. But to fight for a win in a Bentonhausen when 10, 12 years ago we were
struggling to get in.
And it's that type of race. It's that level of racing, and to be at this point and be mad, and you're like, what was wrong with you? But that's the racer, and you want more. You want more.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
want more. No doubt. So that was a really cool highlight, no doubt.
Yeah, that was funny because when Jeff clicked on the radio and said that, I'm like, I know where he's going, because if there's one thing that kid wants to do, he wants to prove Jeff wrong or make Jeff proud.
Right, no doubt.
Either way,
Either way, no doubt. And that's kind of cool that he's got enough confidence in his equipment and his ability to go ahead and try that stuff. And sometimes that gets him in trouble. Yeah. We had some overconfidence a few times over the year, and we made some friends that
At Grundy, who doesn't?
And it is Grundy, it's a rough place, no doubt. And it was a bunch of fun, but yeah, I was pretty impressed with that performance, no doubt.
So moving on from 2022, got a lot of exciting stuff coming up for 2023. Race season not that far away in the grand scheme of things.
Did it ever end?
No, it hasn't.
Well, no, we
not
just
for us.
the cars got smaller.
Yeah,
cars got smaller, but we're still working on the big stuff behind the
No,
scenes.
yeah, no doubt.
Just a different part of it. So, but a lot of cool stuff coming up for 2023.
We do. We've been marching the street, since early January. I've got a good chunk of the sponsors that were on the car coming back. Shup Real Estate actually signed a couple-year deal with us. We made that early part of January, made that whole deal. So that's great. So it's always cool to have the main guy, knowing that he's going to come back.
I know we always sweat every year. Like,
you do, because you never know with the business models that, how things are going to be affected and whatever. So he's looking towards the future on marketing. Not a big performance guy.
Nope.
Does enjoy when we win, no doubt. But he
likes seeing his name out there.
He does.
Yeah.
He really, really loves seeing
And
that
you
part of
got
it.
about as big as you can get on that trailer too.
Yeah, there's
we're gonna have to need to do design for that.
I'm working on
work on that. But yeah, so we've got that going for us. We're going to have the 33 super late model out for sure. We've adventured into a new division. I told myself years ago I'll never do a 2-car deal again.
How'd that work out for
I'm
you?
a liar. I can't seem to, whatever. But it's a really cool division. I saw these cars several years ago when we were racing up in M40, Michigan. And we're talking about the Super Cups or Mini Cups, whatever you want to call them. They look like a bunch of fun. They're just a miniature race car. I mean, they're not a. I mean, the Legend cars were great and all that. But these things they look cool. They look really, really cool. So I was looking for a driver, and thank God we had one.
If only you had some
in
like,
stock,
just
no
floating
waiting,
around.
a guy with experience. So Jeremy Banning will be in that number 30. Don't know the sponsor yet, so we're working on that.
You said pounding the street, so we're still there. So
Yeah.
right now it's just the number 30 Chevrolet.
We're gonna stick with
you know,
that. So yeah, we're gonna try to run. We wanted to-
Watch for a podcast episode of revealing that sponsor when we get it, because I know Jeremy's just chomping at the bit.
That'll be a good idea. I like that. It'll help my sponsor too,
Exactly.
for sure. So
All about the ideas here.
we had the car last year. It was a brand new car to us. It was an older chassis, but it had never been used.
Never run.
Real happy with it. It was it looked like it was in really good shape. We did everything we could to it. Actually got a few races on the schedule. I think one place ended up canceling that, and then we were going to go all the way out east. I don't even remember what track that was.
Angola. We were going to try
yes.
Angola,
Yep.
but Mother Nature got us there.
Got rained out, which I didn't want to be on the road for 2 hours in a 3-hour tour and end up getting. So thank goodness they did that. So whatever. But we did test at the end of 2020 there. Real happy with the performance. Driver never fell out of the seat. Give that to you.
I tried a couple
You did.
times.
And I tried to kill you. I did everything I could to wear you out.
Hanging out, but I popped out every time.
You weren't having any of that. So, real good performance in the car. We got a lot to do with it to get it a little better for you. It was. It sucked. I mean, it really did. I did not have the. I had been told that you need to make these things turn, and they don't turn, and I'm. Well, the way I got this thing set up, it's probably going to spin out getting it out of the trailer. But I kept hearing that these things don't turn. Well, then we get out there, and the thing it's just such a handful. Well, I think we got it close enough that you could be pretty competitive with what we had under it. So once we get the right stuff under it, I think we got a really good shot at a couple of these things. So real happy with that. Like I said, was happy with your performance. We tried to kill you.
Yeah. You did.
And
Failed
failed
miserably.
Failed, but so cool. So yeah, looking forward to running that car. We're looking into the schedules now, trying to figure all that out. With our limited crew members, we got to kind of figure out, one car somewhere and the other wherever we're going to do it.
If you're interested, he's hiring.
Yeah. I just need your soul and your summer. So and we pay by food. So we're good there. But yeah, looking forward to getting that car out. Whatever sponsor it ends up being, one way or another, there's going to be some sort of sticker on it, and we're just going to make left turns. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, before we wrap up, obviously we got a lot of partners, coming back, a lot of partners that supported us last year.
He's got his list ready.
Yeah, I know.
Gotta go
He
for
should
the
be able to
brain.
do them. He should be able to do them all by memory.
Gotta
Yeah, I know. Little Stan's got to read the side of the car.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we put them on there for sure. So, yeah, obviously we talked about Shup Real Estate. They're coming back, and they're doing a multi-year deal, which is really cool. Very appreciative of that. Scapel, Buick, GMC, Cadillac is back on the car. We just talked with them. Little secret, they're pondering doing some cars and coffee car shows this year. So we're working out those
were
details.
always a hit in the past,
Yes.
Yeah, and anyone that knows Scapel Buick car shows, I mean, they were phenomenal for
awesome.
years, and everyone's. I still get that every year. Are they doing another car show? And the salesman that was there had retired, and Tom is just. It's overwhelming to do such a thing. It was such a great event. A great charity event. So we're going to try to bring that back in a smaller scale. So that's the plan. Keep that a secret.
We'll
We
do what
won't
we
tell
can.
nobody.
Yeah, I don't tell anybody. Obviously, King Hobbies is back with us for the year.
I would hope so.
Yeah, no doubt. That would be awkward, no doubt. A lot of the smaller sponsors are coming back. Affordable Garage Door, Expert Exteriors, Rarix Heating and Air. They're back. Go through the list in my brain because there were so many of them. Carter Lumber's coming back. Tri Creek Lumber's coming back. It's about 80% done at this point on the sponsors that we have. So yeah, we appreciate all those folks. There's a couple making some decisions. They got some new ones out there we're still working on. Probably got another month or two of that chaos till we get things figured out. But yeah, very, very thankful for what we have, for who's come on board, and they're just a tremendous help. So please use all of those sponsors. Helps us out, and help yourself out, no doubt.
There you go.
Exactly. Well, Stan, thank you for coming in focus here
Yeah,
on
thanks
our
for staying
local
after work
racing
for a little
spotlight.
Yeah.
Well, you stay in a race anyway.
Yeah,
we're gonna
right?
go
So
play.
We're gonna go play now. So we're gonna go do that. Hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and now
Yeah,
you go.
let's throw it to future us because we can do that now.
I know exactly, and that was our local racing spotlight, highlighting King Hobbies and Raceway with Stan Zolotz of S4 Motorsports and King Hobbies and Raceway.
Yeah,
What'd you guys
how about
think?
that high tech stuff we can do?
I
now?
know. Look at that. On location.
Yeah.
Nice, crystal clear picture. Good audio. I mean,
Totally didn't forget to put a card in the camera at any point.
no. I mean, well, can we say it's Brian's first time? We
can,
like first
yes.
time jitters,
Yeah.
or we've been away for 10 months. He's got to figure this whole damn thing out again, right?
Exactly. It's supposed to be the engineer.
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah, engineer, not talker.
Wait, didn't you not show up to our first on location shoot?
He got there right as we were finishing.
Well, I had in-laws in town, and it just so happened that they left at the right time, and I showed up at the right time.
So
true.
really, you're not so much an engineer as you are a producer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, any takeaways from the interview we did with Stan?
He has cost me so much money over the past few years.
Yes. So, yeah, I've been racing RC stuff with the S4 Motorsports crew the entire time I've been with them. So, 10, 11 years now, 12 years. It's been a freaking long time.
Yeah, I don't even remember when you guys drug me in.
Yeah.
And it was like, what,
2
a year
years
and a half before
about-
I got started?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think you started, 2 years ago?
Well,
2 seasons ago?
There was that COVID time because I want to say 2020. Was it 2020 that we had a shortened season?
Yeah, ended early in
Yeah, 'cause
2020. I think you were just starting
I raced
to.
19 and then 20 and then shortened season.
Mm-hmm.
And then back at it full blast with the hauler that tall and 4 cars, and now I got a driver from one of my backup cars.
I think half the cars out there have Good Acre Photography logos on them.
Well, now hold on, because that is entirely my fault, which I'm going to blame on you and Stan, because we both talked Casey into getting a car, and I may have helped him along that a little too much. And then he brought Mike and Carrie, and Mike and Carrie brought their 2 friends, and they brought 2 friends, and they brought 2 friends.
and so on, and
yeah.
so on, and so on.
And so now pretty much everybody with the last name Martin or is related to somebody with the last name Martin is there.
Yep, which is almost
It's
double.
like an Illiana reunion, we got the Martins, the Cannons, the Kings, this knucklehead.
Yeah, Weltmeyer showed up a couple weeks ago. We got Joe
I still don't know
Fadke.
how we got him to do that.
Yeah, like I said, Joe Fadke's there. Yeah, so even even local stuff. I mean, obviously everybody else is still local that races, but Bob Schwartz, Shady Hill competitor, he's there usually on a regular basis. So a lot of local flair. So that's kind of why the tie-in was there. For the local racing aspect, it's kind of what we do in the off season. When we're not racing, we're racing. We're racers. Is what we do. So
I'd like to say it's a whole lot easier racing the cars as opposed to making sure I get a picture of everybody.
well, yeah,
Not the case.
because for the last 2 weeks we've been trying to take pictures of everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
for some of that footage,
all the footage that Jeremy will, I'm sure you've seen some by now, but through the magic of editing, yeah, we've been shooting that for probably about 3 weeks.
about 2-3 weeks, trying to make sure we had all the good shots, showcasing everything that goes on at King Hobbies and Raceway. Obviously, it's kind of a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing. I think I mentioned that in the interview. So Stan just started working there. So obviously, my connection with the S4 Motorsports and him being one of my best friends. Shiloh's worked there for a year now. On the machine shop side of thing, on the King Heads side of things. So, and Jim Walker, who owns the place, I work with his wife, Laura. I was actually worked for her for a while until some management shuffles around. So it's definitely all intertwined. I can't escape the King Hobbies and the King Heads world. And, quite frankly, I really don't want to. It's fun.
You're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, exactly. I get to play with toy cars and
Employee discount.
well, my collection has grown quite a bit over the last year or so. But yeah, I got it's fun to play with toy cars, and there's so much that you wouldn't think that so much of the technology transfers over, and that we spend so much time getting these cars to handle just to go around a small little carpet track.
Yeah,
but there's a
I
lot
can
of work
attest
that
to
goes into
just
it.
This season, working with you and Casey and Jeff on making my little 1/18th scale, how does any of this actually matter? And every little bit of it matters.
Yeah, from making sure your tires are good, not worn out, and properly grooved, cleaned, to shocks and spring rates, and making sure you got the right fluids in the differentials. And
yeah, I think I've asked Jeff one more question. I might have to put an FRS sticker on the car.
well, I'm surprised he hasn't started charging people yet. And if he does, I'll expect to check in the mail for commission as that idea. But either way, we'll have a purple and black FRS car here pretty soon out there, I'm sure, with all of us trying to get shock information dialed in. But no, it's been fun. So we've done that. This is the third iteration of car now that we've raced out there. Cars are super affordable. Even when you're putting new parts in, because trust me, first few weeks you're gonna put parts in the car. They're durable, but eventually something's gonna break.
Yeah, they're only so durable.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think
I want to test that durability.
Yeah, you've been
Test
working
that
on it.
durability
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah. We'll put a Boss snowplow on the front of that thing.
Yeah. I think it's already there.
Yeah.
It didn't have the logo on it.
Exactly. But no, been great to be, to go out there, have fun, still race with your family and your friends. And so I encourage anybody who might even be slightly interested, come check us out. It's alternating Fridays and Saturdays. So when this comes out, we will be racing the following Saturday.
If we knew what we were doing, we'd put a little schedule somewhere here so you could see the remaining days.
Or maybe a link to a schedule
Or
or,
a link
something,
yeah.
we might have.
Somehow we will convince our editor to do that.
Yeah. So, but no, we definitely encourage you to go check it out. Or, if you're not into the smaller scale stuff, maybe you're into, the bigger, the slashes, the, 10 scale stuff, go check them out. Planes, Stan mentioned it,
Yeah,
starting to
I
get some
heard
of the plane
The
stuff.
bigger cars are selling out like they're going out of style.
Yeah. If inventory has been low, it does not help that where they come from down in Texas is having an ice storm right now. They can't really get to the warehouse and ship stuff, so that doesn't help anything either.
And Stan selling one to everybody that walked in the door.
Yeah, obviously, we've had Stan on the show several times. He's no stranger to the show. Very talkative.
He was on earlier on this episode.
Yeah, exactly. And so it mentioned first-time technical jitters, technical difficulties. So we know that the video portion of the interview with Stan got caught off just a slightly,
You
little
don't
bit
need to tell them that.
early.
They're-
But the audio will
I
be there.
trust
It'll be
that
good.
Your editing is so good.
It's
That we will just have some footage under the audio.
Is
and it'll all
semi-professional, like nobody would ever know. But no, it'll be great. And then the S4 side of things. Obviously, we can't have the owner of S4 Motorsports on without talking about what's going on currently and what was going on last year with the S4 Motorsports crew. So great year in 2022. Feature win, a couple of heat race wins, including a qualifying dash over on the ARCA Midwest Tour. So great to be kind of back in the trenches with them
Yeah.
last year. So a lot coming up this year too. As you guys heard in the interview with Stan, part of most of the reason that we went on hiatus last year is somebody had to get in the garage and start working on race cars again.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
I was thinking I want to go
Are we
racing.
gonna have to switch seats now?
Yeah, we might. We might. But no, opportunity came up to go mini cup racing with S4 crew. Obviously, not going to pass down an opportunity to get back in a race car. It's been it's been a while. I was doing the math, or I maybe even mentioned it in the interview. I don't remember. 10 years since I've raced competitively. 2013 was the last time I raced competitively. So,
All right. So we're gonna put you in the hot seat.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna do my best.
all right. Oh, this should be good. This is why we brought Brian in.
No, we brought Ryan into.
Yeah, what am I here for?
I don't know, to look pretty. I
Moral
guess.
support.
To make sure Kelsey watches it.
The
Yeah.
yeah. Drink support. How about that?
There you go.
I know a guy.
sponsors.
I know a guy.
So, how did you get started racing?
How did I get started racing? Well, I had a friend of mine back in elementary school. He raced go-karts. And we talked racing all the time because we had a mutual interest in NASCAR, and I found out he raced go-karts. So we went to go see him one weekend, and I was hooked. I'm like, dude, I can do this? Like, seriously? It's freaking awesome. And then lo and behold, a few weeks later, came home from his house, actually, and the cart was in the garage. So that's how I got my start in it.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Exactly.
So you've raced go-karts.
Yep.
You've raced street stocks.
Yep.
So I remember back before we got started really doing all the photography stuff, I was helping you and Donnie Pettit
Yep.
for one whole season. I think you were actually
Yeah,
had
I was-
started with
I was
Chuck.
shooting with Chuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the pits because I had some fever dream of wanting to be a race car driver, and then I got a camera stuck in my hand, and it's been history ever since.
Yep.
So, anyway, circling back, you were in the legend for the S4 Motorsports team
Yep.
for a little while.
Yep.
And now you're just keeping with the small stuff.
Yeah, well, the opportunity's just not there to run a big car. Like, I would do it. I would totally do it. I don't know.
You
if
know,
Shi-
I know there's another chassis in that garage.
well, I don't know if Shiloh would let me do the big stuff. So, but I would do it. I would totally do it. I've never gotten a chance to test a car at track, drive it, because I got in with the S4 crew right after they did their like end of the season test day where they let all the crew guys go and turn some hot laps. So yeah, I came right after that. I think my first year with them was first year with a new chassis. You know, back in 2011 or whatever it was. So yeah, I came in right after that. But yeah, I would totally do it. But the small car stuff, it's fun. You know, the Legends deal with the S4 crew, between me and Paul Zolodz, we kind of started the S4 deal, kind of prepped and got everything ready for Stan when he was getting ready to move up to the Bandos. So yeah, so here's your useless piece of trivia. The first S4 Motorsports win in a Legend car and Legend Series competition was this guy. So yeah, we
I
won.
took the picture.
Exactly.
Or Brian.
Yep.
We own the picture.
Yeah, exactly. And
Back then, I don't really remember which one of us was shooting on what night.
and if I'm really good at editing, there might be a little bit of video over top of that right here. Because I might
trust that you're
I
really
might
good at
still
editing.
have it. It's just finding it. It's tucked away somewhere. So maybe just maybe it might
It's
be
not
there.
like big, huge poster on the wall. Because I can do that for you.
Oh, I bet you can. There is pictures of it somewhere. I got to find out where those are. But yeah, so yeah, that's your useless piece of trivia for the day. But yeah, going back to the small stuff. You know, the Super Cup to me, it was a cool division. You know, like Stan said, we saw him at M40 Speedway for the first time after Illiana closed, and we were racing up there, and they were just so cool.
Right. I remember they were at Illiana a few times, and it was because I can remember way back, and like when I was just thinking I want a race car rather than take pictures. Hey, this is something that's really cool, and Dad had to talk me out of it. You're going to be at a different track. You won't be able to watch your race. Okay, yeah, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a cool deal. So you know, we've always kind of watched them and think, you know, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. And then you know, obviously with the old Tech One connections, you know, that we have with the Fad keys, you know, we kind of got the in that way, and you know, kind of learning about the cars. And obviously we watched JoJo quite a bit because her and Stan grew up together. So. You know, so
man, JoJo is just lighting it up this year.
yeah,
that
she's done a
division,
great
too.
job. You know, interested to see what she does this next season with it. I know they're putting their programs together for next year. So yeah, it made sense, and we kind of started looking at maybe doing it, maybe not. What did we want to do? So yeah, and then we got in the garage. Stan and I got talking about it, and kind of figured out what the commitment level would be, and that's kind of why this show tapered off for a while. But also with the S4 stuff, obviously S4 Motorsports marketing is. Marketing is part of the name of the company.
Yeah, he has ruined any possible sponsor opportunities for me because now I go in, thinking, well, if I'm going to sponsor somebody, I want a Zolod's level of commitment.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that, marketing is front and foremost. How can we, put whatever we're doing out in front of people to generate buzz for the companies we represent? In the small scale stuff, kids love it. They see a car that's their size that they can kind of climb in and not play on, but they can touch, they can be around, and it's more relevant to them. They can make that connection. So from a marketing standpoint, and Stan won't admit this because it pissed him off last year, that when we would take that car to car shows, it would generate more buzz than the big car. And it drove him crazy. And he probably would not like me saying that, but it did.
Well, too late. Now it's recorded.
Yeah, now it's out there for the entire world to see. But it generated buzz
next week.
It generated buzz. So no, it's been fun. Been fun to get back in the garage because I've kind of been away from the garage for a few years. After Illiana closed, I had big burnout, man. Like I'd still go to the track.
I'm right there with you.
I'd still go to the track with them every now and then when I could, go to the car shows when I could, but I couldn't tell you when the last time I had really worked in the garage was. It had been, several seasons. I was just flew in on race day, so to speak. But to get back into the garage.
I've seen you flying on race day.
Yeah, I know, right? Usually, elbows trying to get to the
I'm trying
pit
to
pad.
go out on the track for qualify. Oh, Jeremy and Shiloh.
Yeah,
here.
well, work, trying to come after work and then driving an hour and a half out to
believe
Joliet.
Me, I know that Friday traffic.
Yeah, exactly. But to get back in the garage has been fun. Just kind of getting back in the swing of things, getting that fire lit again to get back in the car. It's been fun. Any more brain busters?
You asked all the
You
questions.
gonna add anything here? You're just sitting there pretty.
Moral support.
Okay.
I can't tell you.
Do we have some morals to support?
No, we don't have. We have very few morals. But as Stan mentioned, we did test the car in October.
There should be some of that footage sprinkled in here somewhere.
Yeah, right. It was fun. I think just about 3-4 of us drove the car.
Yeah, I think just about everybody there that
We put the crash
had
test.
a helmet and a suit.
Yeah, we put the crash test dummy in it first. So Stan went in the car first. Figure if it's gonna break, we'll do it the kid first. He's
Youngest and easiest put back together.
easiest put back together is really it. So he did a few laps, and then I think I hopped in it after that, and Stan tried to kill me. I think we ran probably about 6 or 7 features worth of laps. He tried. I don't think I fell out of the seat. Got faster every run, and it was fun just to be out there. I never turned a lap competitively oval track wise in anything but Illiana. So to get to onto
and Grundy's a different.
it's a little bit of a different
kind of
beast.
track.
Yep. So had Paul there with us too, and me and him went out on the street car and just kind of scoped the track out and had to clean it a little bit because there were some leaves and stuff on the track too. Had to clean up a little bit.
Don't say that, Mike and Rich. Mike and Rich, you put together an excellent facility.
Well, it was great.
It's clean.
It
it's
was
beautiful.
great. We just went there on a day after it had rained or whatever, and just need to wipe it off a little bit so I didn't go spinning around into the fence or anything. I didn't want to do that. Spent all the time putting the car together. Don't want to have to put it back together again. But
No,
no,
wait. Hold on. Listen to that. You hear that?
Keep it in one piece.
Keep it in one piece.
Hey man, race it, wreck it, fix it, repeat.
Well, yeah, but when you're the car owner.
That's true.
Checkers or wreckers, baby.
That's going to be our slogans the next couple of weeks here on T-shirts.
Granted, the cars we race aren't all that expensive.
Yeah.
But
Especially when I
kinda
don't pay
feel
for it.
Tony Stewart's pain when I'm watching him drive. And it's like,
Yeah, every time the Lexan slaps, I see you cringe a little bit. So it's great.
It's reinforced with drywall tape. No worries.
It's good.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, shoe goo, drywall tape. We're good, man. RC repair of champions right there.
So yeah, let's swing back a little bit because you're a race car driver. Gonna throw that at you too. How's your RC season going?
Fair to Midland. I haven't really broke much of anything, so which
I
is
noticed
always
you
good.
put a new body on your car.
We
last
did.
Week.
We rebodied it. We reskinned it a little bit with the old Bill Elliott style paint scheme. He's not in this one, is he? No.
No.
No, he's not. So, little Bill Elliott style paint scheme on the Corvette, a Corvette body for it. It's been all right. We since we've been increasing in numbers, it's been
Oh,
harder,
God, yeah.
harder and harder to break into that A main.
It's been harder and harder to find a place to
Yeah,
sit.
and I've kind of lived on that line between the B main and the A main most of the year, which is not a bad place to be in.
No.
Pretty high up. But
You're high enough that your car's not going to get wrecked intentionally, but you're low enough that your car's not going to get wrecked intentionally.
right, exactly. You're kind of you're in that sweet spot right there. So we got a little room for improvement. I got some ideas in the old ticker going to the racer and engineering brain to see if I can't figure it out a little bit better, get a little
I'm
more
gonna have to
speed
pick
out
your
of
brain because I can put them back together, but setting them up is
it. Well,
outside of my.
well, I'm gonna do a little testing when we head to the track. This, I guess technically after we record this, it'll be tomorrow.
Right.
But
So tomorrow, but in the past,
last week,
isn't time travel fun?
it's great. The magic of time travel and editing is a wonderful thing. But yeah, I got a couple ideas to see if we can just make it a little faster, make it a little better. Always wrenching on it,
Yeah. I never thought there'd be this much work into these things.
I know, right?
This is crazy.
It is. It is, but it's it's fun too. So
So, you always do this,
'Kay.
and I know I'm going to put both of you in the hot seat because
Oh,
none of
man.
this has really been firmly established yet. But who do you want to thank? What kind of sponsors might end up on that car this year?
well, first and foremost, two people to
Shiloh.
thank is Shiloh, a number one.
We've been to a couple banquets last year, and drivers forgot to do that.
Well,
Bad news.
I will not do that because she is the one behind all this. Kind of opening a conversation to do it. Obviously, when we decided that we were going to do it last year and get back behind the wheel, her and I had some long conversations about the commitments, and rehashing what that was going to take. And she knows just how much I love racing and being behind the wheel and how much I want to do it. So definitely her first and foremost, Stan and the whole Zolod's and S4 Motorsports crew, obviously, for even taking the time to do something that my name is on. To even invest the time and the money in it is more than I could express my appreciation for. Obviously, we have a lot of great partners at S4 Motorsports, be it Shup Real Estate, King Hobbies and Raceway, Scaples. That's why he's got the car next to him, because he's got so many. Hawk Bomb Machine. Everybody that helps us out. We've got quite the list. FRS, Jeff Cannon, all he does to support S4 Motorsports. There's just so many people, and we are working on potential sponsorship for this year that would be separate for the small car than the big car, just to do something different. And again, to kind of promote that just different brand for that car as he's chugging a root beer.
Sponsorship.
Yeah.
Sponsorship.
So Stan mentioned it. We got some irons in the fire, ones we're really excited about, and I think would fit well with myself and what I want to represent and do. Not that, not representing Shup is, John's been great for all the S4 stuff, and he's super, awesome to deal with. And, and like Stan mentioned, we got a multi-year deal with him now coming up.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard Stan say Shup wasn't
Yeah,
excited
no,
about something
he's
Stan
always
brought.
been super excited about everything Stan's brought to him and done. So just a lot of exciting things going on, and really looking forward to getting back in the car.
I would hope so.
Yeah. So I won't let the cat out of the bag on any potential sponsorships, because I don't want to count chickens before they hatch.
Right.
Good way to live.
Yeah, exactly. Because then if I say something and it doesn't happen, now it's on video and I look like a schmuck. So
You could edit it out.
I could, but
Yeah, but
I'm going to edit this in
This
a
is
couple
why we're putting
days.
you in the hot
Yeah,
seat.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So, but no, so we have so many partners, and obviously part of what I do with the S4 crew is behind the scenes doing all the marketing proposals. So you're doing 30 to 40 a year of these things, and even if you close 20 to 25 of them, that's still a lot of awesome companies to represent. So
yeah, believe me, I every time I get a little notification, Jeremy is logged into your Adobe account.
yeah, it's been quite a lot
Yeah.
over the last couple of months, between getting things ready for this show to kind of go back on the air, proposal stuff, and then kind of doing some iRacing stuff on the side, and yeah, it's been been a lot. So I got to thank Goodacre Photography too for the marketing support.
Hey, anything I can do.
Goodacre Photography Design and Marketing. There we go.
Well,
We're an umbrella company.
the M's on you.
GPLLC. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Well, see how we
Partner
turn
up.
this right around.
Partner up. Now who's on the hot seat?
Yeah.
My accountant.
Wait, isn't that you?
No.
Thank goodness.
That's
No,
one
we're-
hat we don't wear.
Yeah, we're
Perfect.
big enough that I had
Perfect.
to get an accountant because I looked at the numbers and said,
Not
my
my.
degree's in English. I'm not doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. What is the carry the one? Fill this
yeah.
box out. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be, nothing plus nothing, carry the nothing, and it was
Now-
easy.
Yeah. Now there's something,
Yeah,
and we're gonna make more something.
Yeah.
that's the plan.
Right. So, speaking of plans, so 2023 here for Illiana Stock Car Radio. Kind of talk about the plans we got for the year here before we wrap up and let you guys go and stew on this episode for a little while.
Stu's upstairs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the dog. Stu the dog is upstairs. So 2023, basically how we're going to do this, kind of like we mentioned, the live format has kind of gone away. Back to what we had done before with video and audio content coming out separately. The videos will be on YouTube, on our YouTube page. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you are watching us there on that page. Click the little bell. Make sure you are notified.
Now we're YouTube official.
Yeah, make sure you are notified when we release a new video. From the audio standpoint, obviously our hosting is through Anchor. So you can find us through Anchor. They have their own platform, but they are linked in with Spotify. So it automatically goes to Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts as well. We've got us registered through Google Podcasts, but it takes a couple days for them to recognize your feed and whatnot. And I did that like a day or two ago. So they
By the
haven't.
time you see it, it might work.
So it might see it. So waiting just for Google to do all their stuff in the background. Working on finishing up the Amazon registration. So we'll be on Amazon. So Alexa will play the podcast. I don't want to say her too loud because we have
okay.
one behind us.
Scrolling through TikTok and somebody will say that.
I know where the TV, commercial comes on. So yeah, so we will post information about that. And I think the last one we were going to hit is iHeartRadio. So that way, I think that probably hit most of the most popular
Right,
ones.
So if you're looking for us, you should be able.
Yeah,
to
you
find
should be able
us.
to find us, and we will post all that on our Facebook page. We also have an Instagram page that we need to. I should just honestly turn that over to the photography guys, the Instagram page, and to figure that out.
I'd barely do anything on mine.
I know,
I'd
right?
mine to you too.
Social media manager.
There,
Yeah, exactly. Dude, you're wearing a lot of hats now.
Yeah.
Signs up and wears all the hats. So yeah, all that'll be coming from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Illiana SCR. Type that in, search for that, you'll find us. So
Should
that's
we start doing a TikTok?
no. I don't want the Chinese involved in my business.
I want to see my brother dance.
No, you don't.
Some people might. It might be entertaining.
If
So
you
that's
do, let us know in the comments down below, and I will block you. I mean, I will.
block. Joey Logano style block.
There you go.
So yes, that's where
Hey,
you will be.
better than boom confetti.
Yes, so that's where you will be able to find us. Now, as far as what we're going to be doing throughout the year, we're going to do. Yeah, we don't really know yet. Our goal is monthly to do a monthly feature, kind of like what we did here today, through this episode, today, tomorrow, yesterday, next week, whenever you decide you're going to watch this episode. But a monthly
Thank
feature.
you for watching, by the way.
A monthly feature like this. And when the race season starts, obviously race season's busy for me. It's busy for these guys. So we'll do I dubbed the term shorts. Basically, we'll pop in throughout the week. We give a quick recap of the week's racing, a little preview of what's to come. Maybe if we're at the track, we can get a little soundbite or something from one of the competitors. Pop in, check up on some stuff, and post that. Keep it kind of short and sweet and to the point. What everybody's wanting. But we were talking about some ideas of people to have on the show. Really excited about the possibilities there. Just really looking forward to getting back
I'm
in the groove,
excited.
man.
I miss doing this.
And here we are, back in studio, back in the saddle again here.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, and you're still
First time is over.
it's it.
Almost.
Almost over. So yeah,
Pretty
It's
painless.
your first time.
Thanks for taking it easy on me, guys.
yeah. Well, that's what we do here.
Wait till next episode.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So, with all of that, obviously want to thank the boys from Goodacre Photography here, goodacrephotography.com. Check out all your local short track racing picturing needs.
Actually,
right?
I'm going to stop you right
Do
there
it.
because
Do it.
I've got a Tony Eldridge. I mean, I've got some breaking news.
Oh man, he's got something. What's
So
he got?
by the time you watch this, whenever Jeremy decides to post it, we probably should, I think, have that thing that everybody's wanted launched.
Merch?
Well, not merch yet. That's still in the works. But
It's coming.
if you've been to the banquet, you've seen our big, huge spread. You know, we got the cups, the blankets, the canvas prints, koozies, keychains. What else do we have?
Magnets, small and large.
Yeah, checkered flags.
Ornaments.
We've got these little LED light things. They're just off camera, so you can't see it, which is terrible marketing. I'm going to have to yell at the set decorator about that.
Well, that was thought here this afternoon, so it got up there.
All right,
It
well,
needs some batteries or get plugged in, and we got to
Got
work
some
there.
sponsorship going on.
Sorry, I'm thirsty.
That's all right. Well, I mean, right.
We've been talking a while.
Yeah, exactly. And we
So
got
anyway,
have to move that down where Bob's at over there.
so really what it boiled down to is we've never been able to offer any of that through our website because the photo album website didn't really have what we needed to offer that stuff. But I've been tinkering around, and if you go right now to shop.goodacrephotography.com, you will be able to buy any of that stuff. There's a little box on the ordering page, or you just type in what driver you want us to put on it, and we'll send you a proof of any artwork before we actually make the products. But you can order all of our stuff now. I'm excited. He's
Excited.
probably less so excited because he's going to be having to do even more
Semi
work.
excited.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't get the emails when
Yes,
something's
also
been
true.
ordered.
yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
You'll just get the order blanks. So I'm really excited about that. I'm looking forward to this season. We don't really have any new things in the works other than pretty much doing all website work this winter because it was needed. I've got another website change in the plan. We're going to hopefully adjust the albums a little bit to make those easier to look through, easier to find what you're looking for, and just the whole ordering process hopefully will be easier once I figure out how to make it that way.
So you can go to shop.goodacrephotography.com.
Yep, all of our albums are still where they always were at goodacrephotography.com/whichever track you want to look through. But shop.goodacrephotography.com has all of our non-photo print stuff.
And there you go. So that's where to.
That is the biggest sponsor plug I think I've ever done for myself.
Yep, and there you go. If you want to learn more about King Hobbies and Raceway, go to their Facebook page. They do have a website as well, so check them out there. Obviously, S4 Motorsports. You find them on Facebook. A lot of things getting ready to kick off. It's February. I mean, we're getting close to race season here.
I know that car looks relatively closer to being in one piece. Last time I was over there to paint some RC cars.
We're getting there slowly but surely. So we'll be getting back to the garage and getting things going. But we're definitely looking forward to the season on that side of things, and looking forward to the season here with all of you. And we hope you guys are excited about it as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And until next time, keep going fast and turning left.
Say goodnight, Brian.
Good night.